We're taking a peek into geek culture and sharing our top 10 fandom favorites. Let Your Geek Sideshow presents Geek Culture Countdown. Hey guys, welcome back to the Geek Culture Countdown. I'm Kitty.
I'm Susan.
And this week we're counting down our top 10 Alien Homeworlds. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So these are worlds from just beyond our own solar system to galaxies far, far away. And we've picked our top 10 based on the aliens that call these places home, also the significance that these planets hold in pop culture. So we might have some of your favorites. We might be totally lost in space. I don't put these ones in the script, so you don't know I'm going to say the stupid puns.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for her.
So we're going to count down our top 10 Alien Homeworlds. Let's launch. All right.
I feel like you should have done 3, 2, 1, blast off. Missed opportunity, Kitty.
Next time. All right. So number 10 on our list is Arrakis. That is the main planet of Frank Herbert's 1965 novel Dune. So the planet is also called Dune. Yeah, Dune.
Yeah, why did you say it like that?
I don't know. It needed some grandiose effect.
Otherwise, it's just Dune.
So Arrakis, also known as Dune, is the kind of hub world for Frank Herbert's novels and all of its sequels. And it's the home planet of the spice called melange. So if you ever hear people say, like, the spice must flow, that's the spice of Arrakis.
I do hear a lot of people say that, so thank you for clarifying.
It's a popular meme, especially around autumn when pumpkin spice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Just making sure. But in terms of aliens, this planet is home to sandworms, giant sandworms that are known as Shai-Hulud to the natives of Arrakis. And it has no natural precipitation. It's a complete desert. But the coolest thing that I learned while looking up Arrakis is that the real world moon of Saturn called Titan has a desert plain on it that they call, and Titan is the homeworld of Thanos, so we're already going pop culture crazy here. Mm-hmm. There's a plain on Saturn's moon called Arrakis Planitia, and that's based on the fact that it's a dune like Dune.
Oh. So which came first?
I think the novel came before.
Oh.
I think the novel came before, and they discovered it.
So they named it after the novel.
Yes.
That's cool.
And they discovered it and said, hey, this is a desert area of Titan. So Arrakis is our number 10 choice on the list.
Number 9, we go to Draculon. Draculon is a Earth-like planet. However, all of the precipitation there is blood. So beings evolved to drink blood instead of what we would drink water here. There's like rivers of blood flowing through the planet. And it is the first of 2 planets, hint, hint, on this list that has twin suns. So this planet was going through a whole lot of drought, and it meant major doom for the Vampiri, who are the home aliens. Makes sense. Obviously, they are vampire-like creatures, and the most famous of them is the one known as Vampirella. Now, when they were going through the whole drought, that's hilariously and miraculously when a ship from Earth crashed on to Draculon, and Vampirella was sent to kind of like scope out what this alien space, because we were the aliens, the Earthlings, what this spaceship was, and discovered that humans had blood in their veins.
We're so full of blood.
I know. So the whole thing happened, and Vampirella and the remaining Vampiri wound up on Earth, and that's where we get vampires from in this particular version of the origin story. There are, like every good comic, there are multiple.
So do you think that Earth is the favorite alien homeworld of the Vampiri?
I would say so. I would say we'd probably rank pretty high on their alien homeworld
So
list.
there's probably like a podcast going on with some vampires discussing.
Absolutely. Though they did, discover that we're full of blood, they drink blood, Vampirella always opted to help out the humans and not to drink people to death.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's really nice of her. So number 9 on our list is Draculon.
All right, and going to number 8, we're going to a very peaceful homeworld that unfortunately got destroyed. This is Thundera. Number 8 on our list is
Not
Thundera.
the only planet on here that's been destroyed.
So Thundera is the homeworld of the Thunderians, including the noble Thundercats. And as I said, it was a very peaceful world, but there were still giant, like, monster spiders on this planet.
Of course. Why wouldn't there be?
Oh, alien spiders. That's just the worst. And Thundera was destroyed by the sword of Plundar when it was cast into molten depths, and Mum-Ra tried to retrieve it, and it blew the planet apart. Thundera has 12 great seas and the Valley of the Snarfs. That's one of the notable. That's one of the notable alien species on the planet, and that's why we're putting Thundera on this list, because technically the ancient Thunderians were not native to Thundera, but the Snarfs are a native alien species, and they're like reptile cats.
Snarfs are great.
Yeah.
Don't diss the Snarfs.
I'm not dissing them.
Okay.
I'm just making sure they're like alien lizard cat guys.
Ish, with really cute noses.
Yeah.
I like
they're
their
adorable.
noses.
So, thanks to the Valley of the Snarfs, Thundera takes the number 8 spot on our list.
Number 7. Number 7 on our list is Cobol, which is actually very close to Earth. And depending on the version of Battlestar Galactica, that's where Cobol's from, depending on the version you watched, Cobol was either a desert planet with the remains of what looked like an Egyptian-type culture, or in the reimagined series, which for our purposes and my experience with Cobol was in that. Cobol was a lush planet with mountains and forests and valleys. Cobol is where the 12 tribes departed from, the 13th tribe of Cobol being made entirely of Cylons, and it's one of 2 planets where humans evolved naturally. So the aliens are the Cylons, because those are the creatures that would have been kind of native to Cobol. Humans also, depending on how you look at it, but they were all evacuated. Some notable landmarks of Cobol was the Tomb of Athena, the Gates of Hera, the Opera House, and the Forum. So Cobol also had, as you know, abundant resources, and a lot of battles took place on it. So that's why when the colony of colonists. That's hilarious. Nice, right? They landed on Cobol. Yep. In order to find what we now know is Earth, they had to go to the Tomb of Athena, open the Gate of Hera. Well, they found Tomb of Athena, find the Arrow of Apollo, open the Gates of Hera, and find Earth.
So they have a mythology there.
They do, a very, very rich mythology.
Very nice.
Have you watched Battlestar Galactica?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, you're in for a treat whenever you dive into that.
I will put that on my list.
You should. All right.
So number 6 on our list is actually goes to 2 different planets because they're kind of brother-sister planets. That is Eternia and Etheria from Masters of the Universe. So Eternia, according to the internet, is the center of the universe in Masters of the Universe, but also possibly this universe, like our own. Who knows?
I feel like all these planets could possibly exist in our universe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because our universe is so vast.
The vampires don't exist, though.
Well,
that's kind of scary.
I mean, they still could, as long as they listen to Vampirella and don't, kill us all. Anyway.
So Eternia is the home planet of He-Man, and notable landmarks include Snake Mountain, Castle Grayskull, and the land of Avion. And of course, all of these have such crazy pronunciations.
I'm about to have to pronounce a whole lot of stuff that I can't pronounce, so I'll forgive you.
But apart from the humans, there are other notable species, including the fishmen, Caligars, and the Andreanids, which were like insect people. And then Etheria is the sister planet of Eternia, which is home to She-Ra, the sister of He-Man, Prince Adam.
Prince Adam. Yeah.
And it looks lush and beautiful, but it's the home world of the evil Horde.
Yes.
They're not so lush and beautiful.
They're not so great.
Etheria was founded by the First Ones, which are a group of mysterious beings who probably got there first.
I would imagine, or else they're really arrogant.
You never know. One of the other planets on the list was founded by the Supreme Intelligence. So if you call dibs on a planet, you can probably name yourself whatever you want.
You can call found a planet and then just call it Kitty is the best.
You know what? I think I'm going to have to go on some space travel and do that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
And a notable landmark in Etheria is the Crystal Castle. And some of the species, one of these is a species and 2 of these are characters, but I don't know what their species are. The Twiggets are natural creatures on Etheria, but then it's also home to creatures like Lukey and Cowl. The koala owl.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're all fun characters.
I know
from
that
the
there
Masters
is
cartoon.
a koala owl in my house.
Oh, yeah, that's Cowl.
I don't know.
So Eternia and Etheria share spot number 6 on our list.
Now we're about halfway through our countdown, so we're going to do our honorable mention. And our honorable mention goes to not 1 or 2, but a whole spectrum of planets. We decided to give honorable mention to all of the planets that have homes in the Green Lantern universe. And so I'm just going to read them off really quickly here. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. We have Oa, where the Green Lanterns come from. We have Quard, which is where the Yellow Lanterns have their battery. We have Nock, where the Indigo Lanterns are. Yzmolt, where the Red Lanterns are. Odom, where the Blue Lanterns are. Okara, where the Orange Lanterns are. And Zamaron, where the Star Sapphires discovered the violet light. So that's a whole lot of planets. Just so you know, they all contain power batteries, and they all have an alien that exists in the Green Lantern universe. Look it all up if you would like to learn more, because we are in a time frame. We basically don't have time to go into all of them. This is a whole other top list on its own. So we'll just say honorable mention is the power battery planets. Power battery planets. Yep, that's a thing. Anyway. Getting back to our list, number 5 is Kronos. That's how it's pronounced in English. It's actually unpronounceable in its native language, unpronounceable to us in its native language of Klingon. Kronos is a Class M planet and the capital of the Klingon Empire. Obviously, the native species there would be the Klingons. As a planet, it's comprised of a lot of caves and an active volcano. It also houses the Klingon High Council and other important Klingon institutions. Since achieving warp in around 1947, which, P.S., that's before Earth did, the Klingons remained their own thing with their own business. They were even kind of an enemy of the Federation for a really long time until they signed the Treaty of Alliance sometime between 2327 and 2365. We're not entirely sure about the documentation on that. But, we're going to get there eventually, since this is our future. Because Star Trek does actually take place in our universe. Like, Kirk was born in Iowa, so there you go. Anyway, number 5 goes to Kronos.
All right, and number 4 on our list, we're taking a trip to the Marvel Universe for Hala, which is it's not a delicious bread. It is the main planet of the Kree Empire, speaking of empires. And the Kree Empire extends over a lot of planets, but Hala is the main homeworld for several notable Marvel characters. It is located in the Pama star system, and it has been the battleground of several large-scale conflicts in the Marvel Universe, including the Kree Skrull War and the invasion by the bird-like Shi'ar people. Hala is the homeworld of Mar-Vell, who is Captain Marvel, as well as the villainous Ronan the Accuser and Korath the Pursuer, who both showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Slightly different from their comic book origins, but they are of the Kree Empire. And most citizens of the Kree Empire are blue-skinned, but Mar-Vell was a pink Kree, so he looked a little more humanoid. And unfortunately, it had a good run, but it was recently destroyed. Hala was recently destroyed by the Black Vortex, which is a type of obelisk, in the 2015 Marvel mini event.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was pretty upset about it, to be totally honest. This is another planet, by the way, that exists in our world. Like, if a lot of there's questions like, does this exist in like reality or not? Both Kronos and Hala exist here. Just in case we're clear.
In case you guys are planning any vacations.
Yeah, they're real, guys. Absolutely.
So Hala is number 4 on our list.
Speaking of planets that are also real, number 3 is another one that exists in our universe. Number 3 goes to Gallifrey. It is located in the constellation of Castor Boros. Gallifrey was once thought to have been destroyed by the last Great Time War. But it was actually frozen in a pocket universe by the first 13 incarnations of the Doctor. So since we're on incarnation 13 right now, I feel like incarnation 14, there's going to be a lot moving forward with Doctor Who. Obviously, the alien creatures from Gallifrey are the Time Lords, including the Doctor, the Master, and other Time Lords that we have met throughout Doctor Who. So that is number 3, Gallifrey.
All right. And speaking of planets that also technically exist in our universe, this one's a bit of a stretch.
I was going to say, this is a little bit of a stretch.
Its filming locations exist in our universe.
That's true.
But number 2 on our list is Tatooine. This is the second planet on our list that also has twin suns, as we mentioned earlier, and Tatooine has 3 moons. It is an outer rim territory in the Star Wars galaxy, and it is the homeworld to Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker, even though they're not necessarily aliens. But there's a lot of native alien species on this planet that put it at number 2 on our list, including the Jawas and the Tusken Raiders, as well as native fauna like crate dragons, banthas, eopes, and womp rats.
Are dewbacks from there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I could have listed.
I was
a
like,
lot.
Aren't there just like a ton?
Oh, there are
really
a ton.
No dewbacks?
No, there.
Come on, we fought to get dewbacks in the movies.
And it's also home to notable locations like Mos Eisley. And if you are so inclined, you can technically go to Tatooine on your own. Some of the filming locations include Yuma, Death Valley, Matmata, and a lot of other locations because it was featured in both the prequels and the original trilogy.
You can also, there's a book that's called like Vacation to the Star Wars Universe that you can actually like find those Tatooine real life places like on Earth. And
oh, nice.
It's a whole list of them and like the vacations you can take. Just saying. No, I haven't done any.
I don't think there's any moisture farms out there right now, though. So
no.
You're right. I don't know. I haven't been to Tatooine, but
you haven't been to the Tashi station to pick up some power converters. It's
no,
gotta
but
be
now
said.
I want to go. So that's why Tatooine is number 2 on our list.
And now we are down to the number 1 spot. The number 1 spot, sadly, does not exist anymore, but it is planet Krypton. Planet Krypton is a planet that is orbiting a red sun, and it was the homeworld to Superman, who is technically an alien. It was once a great civilization of its day, and it had advances in science and technology, and just in a whole lot of ways was more advanced. It utilized the crystals that were native to its planet that were both like part of the topography and also part of how they advanced their technology. But due to core instabilities and internal pressure of the planet, Krypton was destroyed, but not before several of our favorite superheroes and villains escaped.
So that's our top 10. I think we're going to do a quick recap.
Sure.
Let's see if I can get all these. I'm not going to name all the power battery planets, but that's really difficult to say, power battery planets.
It is difficult to say. It's why I messed it up earlier.
So power battery planets are our honorable mentions. And then number 10 was Arrakis. 9 was Draculon. 8 was Thundera. 7, Kobol. Kobol. 6 is Eternia and Etheria. 5 is Kronos.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's how it's pronounced in English. Just saying for you Trekkies out there. It's pronounced differently in Klingon.
4 is Hala, 3 is Gallifrey, 2 is Tatooine, and number 1 is Krypton. And that is the Geek Culture Countdown for our top 10 alien homeworlds. Did our picks orbit any of your own choices?
Oh my gosh.
Or did we fail to make first contact? No, like I'm really curious what other people
would like. You just said first contact, and I was like, well, we forgot Vulcan, but
we didn't forget.
We didn't forget. We opted for Kronos over Vulcan because of the variation of aliens. Like Klingons have a different culture, and Vulcan's culture more closely mirrors humans. So that's why Vulcan's not on this list.
So, I mean, obviously, just by that, there's dozens upon dozens of options we could have picked, but we're curious to know what you guys think. Be sure to tell us at our blog and let your Geek Sideshow about what alien homeworlds you think are the coolest. So thank you for listening, and don't forget to check out geeksideshow.com. This has been your Geek Culture Countdown. For more ad-free pop culture news and content, visit geeksideshow.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to let your geek side show.